What's up, people? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Insights, where we talk about football-related issues concerning transfers, player profile, and other football matters. Click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. New background, innit? New background, yes, because I am at home currently. So it means new background. When you see this background, it means that I am in the house. I am no more in school. I am in the house. So, and that's why you see new background here. So for the next 1 month, this is what you are going to see. So new background. But this is your weekend games review. The Italian Serie A, the English Premier League, the Spanish Premier La Liga, and a bit of the French Ligue 1, Le Championnat, and then the Bundesliga. Let's get straight into the video. So click on the subscribe button. We are starting with the Premier League, English Premier League. Early kickoff: Chelsea versus West Ham. 3-0 against West Ham. Nicholas Jackson scored in the 4th minute. Nicholas Jackson again, and then Cole Palmer. So Nicholas Jackson had 2 goals, 1 assist. Cole Palmer had 1 goal. Jadon Sancho had an assist. Caicedo too also had an assist. To me, my man of the match was Caicedo because he was everywhere. He was everywhere, Caicedo. So big shout out to Caicedo. He is stepping up this particular season, and then it is stepping up in the right time, very early in the season. So big shout out to Caicedo. I love you, man. Moise Caicedo, you are a crack. You are absolute crack, man. But Nicholas Jackson is scoring. Now Nicholas Jackson is scoring. All of a sudden, a lot of people are talking, A lot of people are talking. Jonobi Mikel, fire. Fireworks is going to Jonobi Mikel. People are firing Jonobi Mikel back. If you ask me, my honest opinion about this Jonobi Mikel, Nicholas Jackson, I think that is the job. Jonobi Mikel, that is his job. If you are a legend of the club and then you cannot speak when things are not going on well, I don't see the kind of legend you are, unless maybe you are working closely with the club. If you are not working closely with the club and something is going on and you cannot speak, I don't know the kind of legend you are. Probably maybe you are not in football. If you are a legend of the game and then you are not in football after your footballing career, that is cool. But if you are in football, let's say punditry, journalism, commentary, and you cannot speak when something is not going on well in your club, I don't know the kind of legend you are. So in my honest opinion, I agree with Jonobi Mikel. Anybody in Chelsea who is not improving, who is not showing the character of playing for Chelsea, he should fire him. That is his job. When you sit on the Obi-Wan podcast, do what you are supposed to do. Jonobi Mikel, do you, bro? Do you? When you criticize them, they will improve. It's not like I hate Nicholas Jackson. I don't hate Nicholas Jackson. Of course, he is my guy. Nicholas Jackson, on the contrary, is my guy. I don't hate him. I don't hate any Chelsea player. But if you are not improving, the legend of the club, someone like Jonobi Mikel, who is into this particular media stuff, he sometimes goes to beIN Sports to go and do punditry. He should fire you. He should criticize you, constructive criticisms, and that is what Jonobi Mikel did. So he is improving, and then I love it. I love it because as a striker, we should have more goals from you. You should get more goals from you. So Chelsea, Enzo Maresca doing really, really well. Fofana went to the right back. Tosin came in. So Tosin is also doing well. Chelsea, we are doing well. Early kickoff 3-0. On any day, this is the sort of match that we find it very difficult to, win. But we, pasted them 3-0, had a clean sheet. Robert Sanchez, brilliant display by Robert Sanchez, brilliant display by almost everybody. So big shout outs to the boys. Let's move. Aston Villa also scored 3-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Oli Watkins scored. John Duran came in the last minute and they scored a powerful goal. So John Duran, the Duran boy, is also doing really, really well. Fulham 3-1 against Newcastle. Newcastle, very disappointed in you guys. Newcastle. Leicester City against Everton 1-1. Liverpool won by 3-0 against Bournemouth. Luis Diaz scored 2 goals. Darwin Núñez scored a very brilliant goal. What a goal by Darwin Núñez, the Zuku guy. Darwin Núñez, the Zuku guy, scored for Liverpool. So Liverpool, they are doing really, really, really well. They came in this week, did justice to Bournemouth, or did justice to the game they won against AC Milan during the midweek. So they are doing really, really well. Liverpool, I expect them to lose next week. So let's see what will happen with the Newcastle. Southampton in Swiss Town, the battle of the Nkebe 1-1. Tottenham Hotspur came in, won after they lost last week. They won by 3-1 against Brentford. Brennan Johnson scored. Dominic Solanke also scored. So big shout outs to Dominic Solanke. He has done really, really well. Crystal Palace against Manchester United 0-0. But this particular game, the performance of Manchester United were a bit okay. You could see patterns of play, you could see the tactics, you could see, improvement, but just that they couldn't utilize their chances. That is what happened. They couldn't utilize their chances. And then Crystal Palace, you had the chance to score Manchester United. I don't know what Crystal Palace were doing. But Manchester United 0-0 against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I'm very disappointed in you guys. Manchester United, the performance was good, just that the results didn't come. The results was not what they expected, but the performance, patterns of play, everything was good during the weekend. Brighton 2-2 against Nottingham Forest. Manchester City versus Arsenal, the big game. The big game. Very, very, very big game. The game started early in the game. Erling Haaland scored a very brilliant goal, and then he has done a record. Erling Haaland has done a record. Let me get it for you here. Erling Haaland, yes, this is the record. So as you can see on the screen, fastest to score 100 goals in European football for one club. Fastest player, and then this record is with Cristiano Ronaldo, because Cristiano Ronaldo scored 100 goals in 105 matches for Real Madrid. Erling Haaland has also scored 100 goals in 105 matches for Manchester City. So he is tied with Cristiano Ronaldo. Suarez scored 100 goals for Barcelona in 120 matches. So Erling Bright Haaland, what a player! No, this guy will not play the ball, but you will see him when it is needed. When the ball has to be put at the back of the net, that is when you will see Erling Haaland. He will pop up from nowhere and then score the goal. So brilliant display by Erling Haaland by scoring that particular goal, or with respect to that particular goal. That was a brilliant display by Erling Haaland. But Arsenal came back. Arsenal came back. Ricardo Calafiori, what a bomb by Ricardo Calafiori. Top goal by Ricardo Calafiori. And then when he scored the goal, he went straight to Mikel Arteta to go and celebrate with him. Of course, Mikel Arteta was very instrumental in Ricardo Calafiori's move to Arsenal. So it was right that he goes to Mikel Arteta and then celebrated with him. Top goal by Ricardo Calafiori. I was watching this match and then, mind-blowing display by Ricardo Calafiori. Julian Timber, all of them, they had a very brilliant. Julian Timber, I saw, a stat that Julian Timber didn't complete a pass. Kai Havertz too. Bro, what was that? Because this particular game, let's be honest, Manchester City dominated Arsenal because Arsenal scored 2. They came back, Ricardo Calafiori equalized it, and then Gabriel also scored a header. Top goal by Gabriel. Gabriel is doing really well. In terms of set pieces, be afraid of Arsenal because they can worry you at any day in terms of set pieces. So Gabriel also scored a header, and then as at that time, they were defended because Trossard had a red card, and then that was a very silly red card by Trossard. You don't do that. In a tension game like that, you don't do that. So he had a red card, and then, Arsenal, quickly changed Bukayo Saka, brought in Ben White to come and defend. They packed the bus for almost, let's say, 50 minutes. They packed the bus in the second half, but last minute, John Stones had a goal for Manchester City to equalize the game, so it was 2-2. But there was one thing that keeps happening in the Manchester City game, especially in the second half. They didn't have a midfielder who could shoot. I don't know what Matthias Nunes, I don't know whether Matthias Nunes was on a bench, but they didn't have a midfielder who could shoot centrally. So when you could see the ball was coming to Josko Vardiol or Ruben Dias was just flying the ball. He was just flying the ball because they didn't. Mateo Kovacic cannot shoot. Josko Vardiol can shoot, but the ball was coming to Ruben Dias, and Ruben Dias was just flying the ball. If Rodri was in a game, or if Rodri played 90 minutes of the game, Manchester City could have won that particular game easily. If Kevin De Bruyne played this particular game, they could have won the game easily in the second half because Kevin De Bruyne is very good in terms of striking from afar. Rodri is also very good in terms of striking from afar. Mateo Kovacic is not good. Ruben Dias is a defender. Josko Vardiol is good in terms of shooting, but he's still a defender. So you cannot count on him. So that was what was worrying Manchester City. But Arsenal, they defended really, really well. And then, they got their performance, or they got the results that they wanted. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened in the Premier League. Quickly, let's move to the Spanish Premier La Liga. Some games happened. Real Madrid, 4-1 against Espanyol. 4-1 against Espanyol. Mbappe scoring, Vinicius Jr. scoring, Rodrigo, and then Dani Caballero. Dani Caballero scored the first goal. So, Courtois had, an own goal there. But Vinicius Jr. came from the bench, and then he quickly impacted the game by assisting a Trivela assist to Rodrigo. squares the ball into the net. Vinicius Junior again, 2 minutes after that, Vinicius Junior again also scored. So Vinicius Junior instant impact. That was an instant impact. But again, Real Madrid, they had a very controversial, penalty call in this particular game. Hendrik, you can see the pictures on the screen. Bro, this is not a penalty. This is not a penalty, bro. This is not a penalty. But I don't know what is happening, because Real Madrid, they've been getting some penalties that, in my opinion, a lot of them are not penalties. It is not a penalty. Hendrik is not in the box yet. So you don't take this as a penalty. But all in all, Real Madrid, really, really, really good display by Real Madrid. Barcelona also won by 5 goals to 1 against Villarreal. Villarreal was wasteful. Villarreal didn't look like they were up for the task. So Robert Lewandowski, 20 minutes, he scored a goal, assisted by Marc Cacedo, or is it Marc Cacedo or Pablo Torre? One of them. One of them assisted the goal for Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski also scored in the 35th minute. Pablo Torre scored a goal in the 58th minute. Rafinha, 74th. Rafinha, 93rd. Lamine Yamal had a very, very good assist at Trivela. Assist to Barcelona. They are cooking. These guys are cooking. And then Hansi Flick. One thing that is very, very, very common with the Hansi Flick team is that he will score more goals. He will score more goals. So just be rest assured, Hansi Flick will score more goals. So Barcelona, they are cooking. They are cooking. Big shout outs to all the boys there in Barcelona. But Marc-Andre ter Stegen had an injury, and then according to reports, 8 months. He will go on an injury for 8 months. So our thoughts are with Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I don't know what Barcelona will do, because Inaki Pena cannot take them to the promised land. Trust me. Inaki Pena cannot do that. Even Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who is a top goalkeeper, they are criticizing him. How much more Inaki Pena, bro? Forget, Inaki Pena cannot do anything. So I think in January they should do something about the goalkeeping situation. But from here, or from now to the January, they will drink more goals. Atletico Madrid also drew against Rayo Vallecano. Gallagher, the Gallagher scored, and then EC Parazon scored a very brilliant goal for Rayo Vallecano. But Gallagher scored for Atletico de Madrid. So if you come to the table, you have the top 6 here. Barcelona still leading 18 points. Real Madrid 14 points. Athletic Club 13 points. Atletico Madrid 12 points. Villarreal 11. And then Deportivo Alaves is also sitting 6th. Juventus in the Serie A. Juventus played 0-0. Now Juventus there. Juventus. Juventus versus Napoli. Bro, it is a tough game, but 0-0 is, it's too much. You shouldn't play 0-0. Bro, it is a big game. But Juventus played 0-0. Of course, all of them, Conte, very defensive man, or very defensive side. So Napoli, a very good side. But I expected, more from Juventus and then Napoli. More goals, at least 2-2 or 3-3, or let's say 1-1 will be okay. But they drew between each other. The, Milan derby also came on. The Milan derby, Inter Milan lost by 2-1 against AC Milan. Pulisic scored in the 10th minute. So Pulisic did really, really well for AC Milan, bro. And then Gambia also scored in the 89th minute for AC Milan. Federico Di Marco, my man. Federico Di Marco scored in the 27th minute for Inter Milan. But AC Milan, if they had a very top coach, bro, listen, AC Milan could have done something. But I don't think they will still do anything. They cannot do anything substantial or anything significant in this particular season. I don't trust them. But, of course, it is a very good win against Inter Milan, coming from, a loss in the midweek at the San Siro. So, Giuseppe Meazza, they won in the Giuseppe Meazza 2-1. Tijani Reynolds is had the man of the match. Very, 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 very good guy here. I'm following this guy, Tijani Reynolds. Very, very, very good guy. Brilliant display by Tijani Reynolds. Olympique de Marseille versus Olympique de Lyon. What a game. 3-2 against Olympique Lyon. Ryan Cherky scored a goal for Lyon. And then, this game, this game is a big game in France. This game is a very, very big game in France. But Roberto De Zerbi, he is cooking something. I mean, he is taking 1 or 2 players, assembling them, and then he is doing really, really, really well. Garcia scored, and then Lirola also scored for Marseille. So Marseille won by 3-2 against Olympic Lyonnais. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the video, your weekend games review. I am in the house, so uploading is going to be a problem a little bit because networking issues. It's going to be a problem. So, you bear with me for the next 1 month. So, big shout out to you. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the notification bell. This is Football Insight. My name is Kobo. Thank you so much for your time.